It is late. Far too late. The world sleeps quietly. Lights disappear one by one. Voices fade. Cars vanish from the streets. And yet, you remain awake. Eyes open. Mind moving. Thoughts growing louder in the dark. Why does consciousness feel different at night? Why do ordinary worries become existential after midnight? Why does silence feel heavier when everyone else sleeps? Few human experiences are more psychologically strange than insomnia. Not simply sleeplessness, but prolonged wakefulness inside silence. Tonight, we explore the philosophy of insomnia, loneliness, overthinking, fear, consciousness, and the strange relationship between darkness and the human mind. As you listen, notice how different your thoughts feel at night compared to daytime. Why do certain questions only appear in darkness? Part 1. Night changes the mind. Daytime protects people. Noise protects people. Movement protects people. Conversations. Work. Notifications. Obligations. The mind stays occupied. But night removes distraction. Reality slows. And suddenly, thought becomes visible. The insomniac notices things others ignore. The sound of silence. The movement of time. The pressure of existence itself. At night, consciousness turns inward. And inward consciousness can become terrifying. Part 2. The loneliness of being awake. Insomnia creates a unique loneliness. Not ordinary loneliness. Temporal loneliness. Everyone else seems absent. The world belongs to sleepers. You remain outside rhythm. Outside time. Outside collective existence. At 3 a.m., human beings often feel detached from reality itself, as though they are observing existence from distance. And perhaps that is why night thoughts become philosophical. Because insomnia isolates consciousness. Right now, imagine every person around you sleeping peacefully, while only your mind remains awake. What emotion appears first? Comfort or fear? Part 3. Why thoughts become heavier at night. Many people ask, why do thoughts become darker after midnight? The answer may be simple. Silence amplifies consciousness. During the day, the mind competes with the external world. At night, the external world weakens, and internal reality grows louder. Memories return. Regrets expand. Future fears become vivid. Existential questions emerge naturally. Who am I? What am I doing with my life? Why am I unhappy? What happens after death? Night exposes thoughts daylight hides. Part 4. Cioran and the curse of insomnia. Few thinkers described insomnia more intensely than Emil Cioran. For Cioran, insomnia was not inconvenience. It was revelation. He believed sleeplessness tears away illusion. At night, people cannot escape themselves. No performance remains. No distraction feels strong enough. Only awareness. Pure awareness. And awareness can become unbearable. Cioran described long nights where consciousness felt endless. A mind unable to stop observing itself. Have you ever experienced a night so silent that your own thoughts started feeling louder than reality itself? Part 5. The body exhausts. The mind continues. One of insomnia's cruelest paradoxes. The body begs for rest. The mind refuses. Humans discover something frightening during sleepless nights. Thought does not obey desire. You want sleep. The mind continues speaking, repeating, imagining, projecting. The insomniac becomes trapped between exhaustion and awareness. Half dreaming, half conscious. Existing inside blurred reality. Time becomes distorted. Minutes feel endless. Hours disappear strangely. Part 6. Social media and modern insomnia. Modern insomnia became more severe. Artificial light extends consciousness unnaturally. Phones glow endlessly. Notifications interrupt silence. Social media creates permanent stimulation. Humans no longer experience true night. Only digital continuation. The body lies in darkness. The brain remains active. Scrolling becomes anesthesia. People consume endless information to avoid confronting silence. But distraction rarely cures insomnia. It often deepens it. Be honest. How many nights were not destroyed by insomnia itself, but by the inability to stop consuming stimulation? Part 7. The Fear of Silence. Humans say they want peace. Yet many fear silence deeply. Because silence removes escape. No audience. No conversation. No role to perform. Only self remains. And many people do not know who they are without distraction. Insomnia forces confrontation. The person lies still physically, while psychologically collapsing inward. Night becomes mirror. And not everyone wants reflection. Part 8. Insomnia and Existential Thought. Existential philosophy belongs naturally to the night. During sleeplessness, humans encounter mortality, isolation, meaninglessness, loneliness, uncertainty. The night philosopher emerges unwillingly, not because the insomniac seeks wisdom, because consciousness becomes impossible to ignore. Many writers created during insomnia. Franz Kafka, Thomas Ligotti, Arthur Schopenhauer. Darkness sharpened their perception, but also intensified suffering. What if insomnia is not simply lack of sleep, but the moment consciousness becomes too aware of itself? Part 9. The Paradox of Wakefulness. Insomnia destroys energy, creates anxiety, weakens emotion, exhausts the nervous system. And yet, many people secretly feel something profound during sleepless nights. A strange intimacy with existence. The world slows enough to notice. Thought deepens. Observation sharpens. Silence reveals hidden layers of reality. The same night that hurts sometimes awakens. This is insomnia's paradox. Suffering and clarity. Exhaustion and awareness. Loneliness and revelation. Part 10. Who are you at 3 a.m.? Daytime identity is social. Worker. Student. Friend. Partner. Citizen. Night strips these roles away. At 3 a.m. there is no audience. No performance. Only consciousness facing itself. This is why insomnia feels psychologically naked. The insomniac encounters the self without distraction. And perhaps, that is what humans fear most. If every distraction disappeared tonight, could you remain peacefully alone with your own mind? Part 11. The modern world fears stillness. Modern civilization fears silence because silence interrupts consumption. A still person questions. A distracted person obeys automatically. So society fills every moment. Music. Videos. Feeds. Entertainment. Stimulation. Humans become unable to tolerate emptiness. But insomnia creates emptiness involuntarily. And once emptiness appears, forgotten questions return. Questions people spent years avoiding. Part 12. Final reflection. Perhaps insomnia is not only inability to sleep. Perhaps it is consciousness refusing unconsciousness. A confrontation between awareness, silence, fear, loneliness, and existence itself. Night removes witnesses. And inside darkness, the mind finally hears itself clearly. Maybe sleepless nights are not empty. Maybe they are the hours when existence speaks the loudest. And perhaps that is why so many people fear the night. Because after midnight, there is nowhere left to hide from yourself.